Alright, and welcome back to Stack Play Love, where today we're going to do something different. But due to Ashens talking about Screwball Scramble 2, which looks amazing, but I do not have. I do have Screwball Scramble 1 somewhere. But in the somewhere, there was also this, which is basically New Super Mario Bros. Screwball Scramble. To give you an idea of the size, you have a CD from 90s no-hit wonder Jimmy Ray, which was just the first one from the pile of things that go into the charity shop that I spotted. So it's a pretty large box. It's also pretty hefty this way as well. The text is all in Japanese, but it basically, this is the amount of different combinations of marble maze you can make, and it's something like 1,000 marble maze. This came out to coincide with the new Super Mario Bros. On the 3DS, I believe it was, 2006, 2007. I got it for Christmas 2006 from my sister, who picked it up from PlayAsia. They, at the time, were probably the only place that we could get reasonable import toys like this. And she decided that she'd just pick me up this little marble maze thing, and you know, it was a reasonable price. But then it came and it was huge. I put this on the top of the wardrobe and haven't played with it in very, very many years. I'll show you the bottom of the box once I've got the thing out, because I don't think it wants to be tipped upside down, if I remember rightly. I haven't actually opened this since the haul. In fact, that's proving it's tape on that side. Oops. Do excuse the wobbly cam. There we go. So, yeah, proper unboxing. So you have one star joystick and lots of packing. Looks like I've never used it, but I assure you I have. I just keep everything in the boxes, which is why all my Game Boy games, and they're worth hundreds of pounds, which surprised me. Some of the weirder ones like Castlevania and stuff anyway. So, that's kind of spoilers. We'll put that to one side. So, as it says, here is Mr. Toad. Here are all the different features. If I remember, I'll put up some bits at the end with the translations of this, but you can throw it into Google Lens. It essentially just tells you how to make it. And yeah, Mario does good things. And you've got to hold it in the right way. So, the video will be helpful for me remembering how to put it all back together. New Super Mario Bros. Branding is most definitely everywhere. There's a very good chance that this was also something else like a Takeshi's Castle or something similar to that, because I know these things do use multiple brandings. Let's just get rid of all playing card. It is going to go back together. So, help! I am Bowser. So we will use the default, what we have. I'm going to have to look at the instructions for where these go. New Super Mario Bros. Goes at the back, obviously, because that's the only big thing. Drip, drip, drip. Much damage to cardboard. Oh, that's not bad. I had to guess how I was setting this up. God damn it, Peach, get out of the way. I'm surprised we haven't got any cats, but this may happen. Do we actually have any marbles? That's a problem if we don't have any of those. Oh, there they are. Cool, there's a little compartment. So, where is Bowser supposed to go on the instructions? Bowser goes on the top of the castle, and Peach goes in here. How does that flip? Is it that way around? That's very confusing. seems to suggest you put it this way. Yeah. Just in case you think that I'm being silly. Oh, I can't really get you on the camera. There we go. Goals that way. Weird. And then we get back into the focus. So, blue start is here. Oh, all of the that's the one thing I do remember. Now, I'm going to have to massively apologise for the shaky cam trying to get footage of this. But what with the arthritis and the wobbly maze game. So, the main feature of this one over the Screwball Scramble, because it looks like, you know, fairly same thing, but is that these come out. And you can make it in any different way you want, which is why they get to put the Thousands of Roads version on the box. In theory, because of the way you can rotate them and put them together, you can make mazes of increasing complexity. But because all of the mazes themselves are relatively simple, as you can see the flag just went straight up there, it doesn't have the, it's not going through well, the same degree of, let me see if I can do it like this. Shadows, difficulty, unless you're trying to do it through the viewfinder. There we go, I've just lost that completely, I don't know where that is. So that's in the blue bit. The blue bit is complicated. We've come back out here, so let's do this bottom bit now. So there's a disc in the middle there which is distorting it. So now, no, wasn't that one. See, me saying this is easy and then doing it really badly is quite embarrassing. I think it's this middle one. Oh no, there we go. So the flag has been raised. Princess in another castle. Of course she is. But yeah, it's an interesting little thing. The way that the Screwball Scramble works is it's more of a try and die kind of dexterity thing, whereas this is it's a little bit memorization, like this, where there's larger gaps in the pegs for this one in certain sections. There we go, so I can get through. I missed. Whereas I think there's a hidden path under this. Yep. But you've got to use the stick forcefully so that things trigger. Not so forcefully that you throw it past the entrances. It's harder to film at the back. Oop. This is one of the more interesting tiles. It's got loops and bridges, it's on 2 layers. Consequently it's getting stuck. And I think you're probably supposed to do it at the timer the same as Screwball Scramble. I don't know whether you get more than 1 minute to do it, but there we go, down the stairs. Don't think you can go up the stairs as easily. There we go, final flag up. So let's see if I can get a better shot of the blue bit in the middle. I'll need to get back to it first. We accidentally ended up in there from this centre section. Oops. There we go. So this, you kind of have to work your way up the layers. Now, it's probably going to be easier to put this back here and zoom in. Manual zoom. This is still recording. I was going to try and stop the recording, but so when the bottom right corner, I don't completely see that. Not exactly marble machines, but so now I think I need to go right. There are probably pitfalls. Can't see where I'm supposed to go now. I think it's supposed to just go past this. Or am I supposed to, oops, flip it into there so that the next one that, oop, not sure it's supposed to do that. because that I don't think... Well, let's try it, see what happens. So, it's very hard for you to see this bit. On the very top, any mistakes cause it to go back into the different worlds. There's 6 there we go, prongs, and it can go straight out there, back onto the map. My goal is to try not to do that, while simultaneously getting up the slopes. Nope, yep, I knew it would be that one, because you overcompensate. But essentially, let's get another marble. You end up here, and then I think you have to load multiple marbles in to get it to tip to goal. And then you have completed it. So it's fairly interesting as a branded product goes, because I don't know, maybe the blue one doesn't move. I thought it did. Ah no, the blue one's got tabs that's stuck underneath. So all of these little castles can be slid around. So you could put all 4 castles at the back, and I'm sure some combinations are much harder than others. Let's just slide them all around one. But it's one of those things where it's very entertaining for a short period of time. And like Screwball Scramble, once you've kind of figured out the little tricks, and once you've managed to have the actual childlike dexterity to stop it from flicking out of the top, then you've kind of mastered it, and it goes away and it sits on the top of the wardrobe for probably the last 8 or so years. But it's cool enough. I mean, it's definitely a collector's piece. I think this translated as the 1000 option maze or something like that. I didn't have Google Lens when I first got it, but now we have quite a lot of different ways to translate all of the Japanese. But it's a fab little product. I've never seen another copy, but that doesn't mean that they're not everywhere in Japan. So yeah, for the people who are asking on Twitter and in the replies to the Ashens YouTube video, which I will link in the description. I've forgotten this camera's on me. I've been ignoring you the whole time, sorry. Yeah, hope that does it justice. If I can find it on PlayAsia, I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, I'm sure there's 1,000,001 different Mario Screwball Scrambles out there, but this is just an example of one of them. Hope it was interesting. Bye.